What's going on, guys? My name is Dynasty. What I got for y'all today again is another Soulcalibur VI video. So what if I sat down and told you, hey, Noctis was almost inside of Soulcalibur VI, or he's actually something that could have happened and been a part of Soulcalibur VI. Well, it appears that that's actually something Bandai Namco wanted to pull off, but by the time they wanted to, it was too late. This is actually all coming from a recent interview that, of course, Motohiro Kubo did with Kayane just about a week or so ago, so it's fairly recent news. And of course, throw in the fact that in my video from yesterday, I discussed a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff that Bandai Namco is currently dealing with, like some dilemmas, how they really wanted to include a female character that's not going to make the final cut probably, how there's a certain fighting style they also want to add into Soulcalibur VI, but they regret that they can't actually put in the game. So Bandai Namco has a bunch of regrets, I guess, the Soulcalibur VI team, and this is also one of those, you know? So here is a piece of the interview right here. Bam, of course, Kayane asked, you know that Noctis is inside of Tekken 7, and of course, his response is, I've already beaten him a fair few times, I'm Tekken 7's producer after all. From there, she says, oh yes, that's true. So yeah, when we saw Noctis, we saw that he had a sword, and he fights like a Soulcalibur character, so how come he's not there too? From there, of course, Motohiro Kubo says, after a very long pause, it might be a bit of an excuse, but the Tekken and Soulcalibur teams aren't the same. And the problem lying with that is that at the time, we didn't think that Square Enix would allow us to use Noctis. We too were surprised. And so during the negotiations part of development, we obviously couldn't share any information with the Soulcalibur team, so even they didn't know about it. Development on Tekken 7 began much earlier than Soulcalibur 6, so I guess that's a bit of an excuse. Also, I must admit that I do think that Noctis would have fitted more in Soulcalibur 6, but that's something we can't change, unfortunately. In the office now that we have a playable version of Noctis, we take a look at the videos and the builds. The Soulcalibur team did think, yeah, we would have really loved having him, but yeah, Tekken happened earlier, so that's that. In hindsight, we do think he would have fitted much better inside of Soulcalibur, but it still makes for a nice surprise for Tekken fans who will love him. But in any case, you can be sure that we'll have a lot of surprises of the same caliber in Soulcalibur 6. We can't say anything more yet, but you'll have some really cool characters, and yes, this question kind of broke my heart. So initially when I read this, I was really bummed out because, like you'd imagine, I also believe that Noctis would have just fit perfectly inside a game like Soulcalibur versus how he's going to be inside of Tekken, and that does suck. That really does suck. It's always going to be one of those things that I think Bandai Namco could have been like, oh yeah, that would have been great, and it's just like Dante, a couple of, installments ago, Dante was also supposed to be a guest character. It never happened, you know what I mean? It's going to be one of those things that really does suck because it would have been so cool to have Noctis as a guest character. But, I mean, for what it's worth, we don't know what is in store for us. I mean, there's rumors right now it's going to be Zoro from One Piece, the anime. So from what I gathered as well, a lot of you guys really are looking forward to seeing a One Piece character inside this game. Though I'm not really too familiar with it, I guess I'm happy for you. I still think we're going to have more than one guest character as well, so I'm not too bummed out. So far, I guess time will tell what happens. But moving on to some other things I think are worth noting from this interview. For instance, bam, Kayane asked, there's only 20 characters at launch. I was wondering how to go with the balance and power between good and evil. From there, Kubo says, we cannot say it'd be 20 characters. We're still working on that, discussing it and trying to find new ideas. So no, it's probably not going to be 20 characters. So he completely just shut that down. Like, yeah, it's definitely not going to be just 20. So I know right now we're kind of gauging from leaks that might be like 24 or so characters. So to see him say that is actually reassuring for me. It makes me feel better that we're not going to get just 20 characters. Also, he's asked this. Bam! So there's Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection coming to the Nintendo Switch. Do you think about doing the same thing for Soulcalibur for its 20th anniversary? From there, Kubo says, that's an interesting idea. We'll think about it, though the biggest problem with these kinds of projects come from the many guests from other IPs. And, well, okay, it's a bit of a weak excuse, so you can scratch that answer. And what sucks is he doesn't follow up on this, so he doesn't really give us a valid reason why that would never happen. I would really love to see some type of Soulcalibur Anniversary Collection get released in stores on one single disc. Even if it's not like every single Soulcalibur game, if it's just even like 1, 2, and 3, that would be so cool to have. I mean, Mortal Kombat's done it, Street Fighter's done it, several other games have done it, and it sucks if it really is because of other IPs like, Star Wars and, other guest characters in the past. That would suck. But the last question here, bam. So Groh won't be the only new character, and of course his response is silence. He doesn't say anything until he says, you'll need to wait and find out. And for the most of this interview, it's a lot of nothing. He really doesn't really answer too in-depth, but everything I showed you in this video were actual responses where he gives a little bit of information. But other than that, the interview is, it's really dry. It's really just him saying, you have to wait and see, have to wait and find out, and he really just dodges a lot of questions, and I really can't blame him. The game is not complete yet. It was 70% apparently like a month ago, so I'm sure they're still just sitting on a lot of information they really can't come out and talk about just yet. But I mean, if you want to read the full interview, link down below. Kayane did a great job interviewing Kubo. Anyways, guys, that is all I got for y'all today. I thought it was with some really interesting information about Noctis. I mean, at one time could have been a guest character inside of Soulcalibur 6. Even Bandai Namco wish they could pull that one off. If you guys did enjoy the video, please drop a like on it. Of course, please subscribe for some more Soulcalibur 6 and Justice 2 and MK11 content. Until next time, I've been your host, Dynasty. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
In your setups, you one of the greatest. You deserve more exposure, man, you underrated. To all the Dynasty haters, promise you'll love him later. Y'all gon' react like he did when he seen the trailer. But hold up, let me hit y'all with a twist. Wait, I'm Sub-Zero, the rap game is the Lin Kuei. You see, I've been a fan of Dynasty for years now. GTA, MK, and Justice, I'm still down. Rapper meets